Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 25 career mode here with the Saints. We are returning today off the back of that fantastic victory in the previous episode against Manchester City, our first scalp of the save. And I do just have to say to kick off today, I've still got a bit of a sore throat, so apologies if I do sound a little bit croaky. But it's been a pretty good start to the season for Southampton. 11 games played, 4 wins, 3 draws and 4 defeats, currently sat in 12th place. I was getting a bit frustrated in the previous episode at the lack of goals scored and chances created, but we are making slight progression. It's baby steps, but it is progress nonetheless. I'm going to try and see if I can get all the way through to the halfway stage today. So 8 games in the Premier League to come, kicking off away at Craven Cottage as we take on Fulham. But before we get there, we've got a few little bits of admin to do, and we start by seeing this message here from Joe Aribo saying that he wants to leave the club. I'm not too disappointed with this one. I've discussed this quite a lot throughout the course of this save regarding the handing in of the transfer request. For Joe Aribo, he is an important squad player, so it does sort of make a little bit more sense. He's only featured 6 times in all competitions, and I think only one of them in the Premier League has been from the start. Now, he has only got 7 months left on his contract. It's due to expire at the end of the season, so what I'll probably do is just let him agree a transfer in January or release him on a free come the end of the season. He's been a pretty good servant, but I don't mind seeing him depart. And we've also got our next batch of scouting here, but unfortunately from Senegal, all of these players are going to be rejected. We're not even keeping the scouting on any of them, as all of them have really low potentials. However, from England, we've got some absolute gems, and it's raining scholarships in England. Kai Vaughan and Jamie Oakley are both going to get deals. Joseph Bishop as well. So those 3 from England getting scholarships. And for the time being, we'll keep the scouting on a few of these guys from the Maldives who do look like they could have some decent potential. Right then, all up to date off the field. Now returning to matters on the field as we travel to Craven Cottage, taking on a Fulham side who have struggled at the start of the campaign. Just 2 wins on the board in their opening 11 games. And these are the sort of games that we have to be targeting all 3 points. We've had a couple of slip-ups against the Blades and Leeds, who sit below us. But off the back of the win against Manchester City, I'm feeling confident heading into this one. Need another 3 points on the board. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, we've been quite inconsistent, I would say, once again to kick off the campaign. We've had some really good results, like the win against Man City in the previous game at the end of last episode. But yeah, the losses to the Blades and Leeds just aren't really good enough. So with so many games coming in today's episode, I'm hoping for a little bit more consistency, and hopefully we can go on a good run and pull ourselves towards the middle of the Premier League. Brereton Diaz on the move again. Instead it goes to Leif Davis. That's nice. Go on, Cam, make that run for me. Okay. Abdul Fatawu. Nice feet. Fatawu, shot deflected and over the top as we look for that opening goal. Fatawu to swing the corner in. Dangerous ball. Evan Nilsson attacks it. It's loose. And Munir dives on the loose ball. Promising from the Saints, though. Smith Rowe, the former Arsenal men, linking up. That's a great ball. Trouble here, and there's the opening goal for Fulham. And now how does Southampton react? We know we struggle when we go a goal down. And what are we made of? Free kick here. Fatawu's over it. We saw him score a stunner at the City ground. Abdul Fatawu. Oh, he's done it again! Oh, Abdul Fatawu, what a hit! And we waited a whole season for our first free kick goal, and now we've had 2 in a matter of weeks in the Premier League. What a strike from Fatawu. And there's Downs. And Fatawu. And through the gap for Evan Nilsson. It's off the post. And the Saints are so close to winning it. Trouble here. No. Johnny Burkhart. Well, guys, I can only apologise. After that game against Fulham, I've accidentally, when that goal went in, I've knocked my Xbox, turning the power off and obviously losing the game. I still have it on my recorded footage, but obviously when I jumped back into the game, it was before we played the Fulham clash. So I've just replayed it. I lost it 2-0. I'm going to keep the original footage in because it was a crazy game. We had the free kick from Fatawu, Evan Nilsson hitting the post, and then Fulham winning it late on. Apologies for that, but we're going to dive straight into the next one. It's Manchester United coming to take us on at St Mary's, where of course we've just beaten their crosstown rival City, looking to try and cause an upset again, but we need to stop being so inconsistent. Come on, you Saints. Corner for the Saints here, right before the half-time whistle. Fernandes swings it in. Evan Nilsson, what a save! And it's onto the crossbar. What a save by Onana. Ahmad up against Flynn Downs. Still Amad Diallo. Pegged back to Bruno Fernandes. And there's Memphis Depay on the edge. Looking to go through. Memphis Depay still. Big save by Muric. Well, this is it. Last minute corner for the Saints. Fernandes swings the ball in. Evan Nilsson's header just couldn't wrap his neck around it. And, well, the biggest chance of the game fell to the Brazilian. His header in the first half, saved by Onana and landing on top of the crossbar. But it's a credible point that we claimed a point at home to Chelsea with a 0-0. And it's another point on the board against one of the top 6 sides. I'll take that. Another big clash here as we take on one of the sides in and around us in the Premier League. Brentford just 1 place below us, 3 points behind us as we travel to the G-Tech for a huge game here. Looking to get back to winning ways after none in our previous 2. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, I've changed system for this one again. I've gone to the 4-2-4. It definitely makes us slightly better going forward. But it does open us up and leave us a little bit more vulnerable at the back. So be interesting to see how it pays off here today, as that's an early card for Christian Norgard. But yeah, it's a bit of a balance. Do you want to have a little bit more attacking threat but potentially leave yourself more open at the back? Or do you want to just play for the 0-0 every game? And Leaf again has it into Brereton Diaz. And Ben swings the cross in. Fatawu, it's wide. What a big chance. Not really the man you want it to fall to, but Abdul Fatawu, what an opportunity. And he sent it wide of the post. And Evan Nilsson, what a chance. Evan Nilsson denied by Flecken. And we're not even going to get the corner for it. Big save as that's given away to Evan Nilsson again. And Evan Nilsson, oh, he's put it wide. How are we not leading today? 3 big opportunities and we've not finished any of them. Is there time for one last Southampton break? Leaf over the top for Archer. Can he get there? No, Vandenberg does well, and that is going to do it. Even in the 4-2-4 system, we couldn't find the goal. We had the chances today, but we just didn't take them. Abdul Fatawu had a great chance at the back post in the first half, and Evan Nilsson, probably with the pick of the bunch, couldn't hit the target in the second. A 0-0 draw once again in the Premier League, but I guess it is another point on the board. Up to 14th in the table, and I guess every time we get a point on the board, it does move us away from that relegation zone. Tough game here though, as we welcome West Ham to St Mary's. They currently sat in 8th, pushing for European football, so I'm expecting a really tough side against a side who did the double over us last year. Big game here at St Mary's. Come on, you Saints. Evan Nilsson lets fly and forces the save. Downs into Brereton Diaz. Space for Hume. And Hume dinks it in. Evan Nilsson straight at Bernd Leno. And the Brazilian just needs a goal at the moment. Already denied twice by the German. Hume gets it back to Brereton Diaz. And Ben can drive forward. Still Ben. Into Evan Nilsson. Nice hold up, and Evan Nilsson gets it back, and the Brazilian lets fly, and again Bernd Leno is equal to it. 5 to play here. It's been all Saints pressure, but we've not found the breakthrough. as Stein finds Brereton Diaz, and there is our breakthrough. Patience is a virtue, and Ben Brereton Diaz, with his second goal of the season, has surely won it for the Saints. Well, after the defeat to Fulham at Craven Cottage, it was back-to-back 0-0 draws in the Premier League, and we looked set for our third in a row. But as I say, patience is a virtue. You just got to stay calm, wait for your opportunity, and we had the majority of them today. Deserved all 3 points, and it was that man's goal late on that wins it for the Saints. A massive 3 points on the board. Well, as I say, it is only baby steps, but that's exactly what I wanted this season, progression. We're currently sat in 12th with 20 points on the board, and that's already half of what we achieved last season, and we're not even at the halfway stage yet. Another clash here against one of the teams in and around us in the table, Brighton, currently 15th, as we travel to the Amex looking to make it back-to-back wins in the Premier League. Come on, you Saints. Now it's Kadioglu down the left. And nicely worked. And Santos gets half a challenge in, and it's squared across. And Brighton have the opening goal. Quiet game so far. And it's the first real opening of the game, and it's finished off by Minte at the back post. Yeah, we just allowed Santiago Jimenez that space inside, and he was able to pull the ball back to this man, Minte, who finished it off. Ben does well, and there's Evan Nilsson. Can he get away? No, Danso does really well. That's such a good opportunity, and we couldn't take it. And Santos finds Walker Peters. There's Fatawu. Through the gap, Evan Nilsson. Can he get away this way? Can he finish? No! And Ben picks up the loose ball. Brereton Diaz denied again. And we really should be level. He's not going to send him off for that, is he? That's a ridiculous red card. No way has he sent him off for that. Flynn Downs is off. It's late, but there's no way, in my opinion, that that's a red card. He's late. That's a yellow at most. Yeah, the red card just really killed the game. Any chance we did have was gone after Downs' dismissal, but I think that is going to do it. Unless Stein... Still, Antonio round the corner. Evan Nilsson, yes, he's done it. Finally, the Brazilian gets on the score sheet, and it's late drama again for Southampton. That never say die attitude, and it's scenes on the south coast. It's not a derby, but it means so much to those Southampton fans. What a goal. Well, it might only be a draw, but that one sort of feels like a victory. That the late goal from Evan Nilsson, and we just did not give up on it. The Brazilian with his third goal since joining it in the summer, and that is a big one. Keeps Brighton at bay and does keep the unbeaten streak going as we head into Liverpool away at Anfield. Well, just keeping the games rolling here, I'm really enjoying recording today's episode. Liverpool is actually at home at St Mary's. I'm mistaken. I thought we were away at Anfield. Another chance to see if we can continue the unbeaten streak. We are a lot better at home, and we were so close to claiming a point last year against Arne Slot's side before Luis Diaz won it late. As I say, not the games I expect to get anything out of, so a point here is a fantastic result. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, just looking to do our defensive job here today. One of the games where we're back in the 4-2-3-1 shape, and we're just looking to try and keep Liverpool out for as long as we can. This has been a bad start, and Muric forced into the save. Well, first half survived. It's not been a particularly enthralling game, and for the neutral, it's been really poor, but Southampton won't care. If we can keep Liverpool out for the next 45 minutes, I will take the 0-0 draw all the way to the bank. Fernandez gets there first and gets clattered as well. Brereton Diaz, Shirkin. Then again, Fernandez, can he slide it through? He can. There's Evan Nilsson, and Fernandez denied by Alisson. And that is the biggest opportunity of the game, and it's come to the home side as we're just starting to build a bit of pressure on that Liverpool goal, sorry. Oh, Sole's giving it away. That's really poor. If we concede from this, Elliott into Ferran Torres, pegged back to Gakpo. What a shocking goal to concede, and I've only got myself to blame. It's a brilliant finish from Gakpo, but trying to play out from the back, you can't give the ball away against the players that Liverpool have got, because they will punish you. Gakpo drills it home, and that will probably be enough for the Reds. Antonio round the corner to Ben. Have we got more late drama up our sleeves? Evan Nielsen. Still Evan Nielsen. Evan Nielsen! We have got more late drama up our sleeves. It's Evan Nielsen again. And the Liverpool defence just parted like the Red Sea and allowed the Brazilian to get in behind. And he's got the finish for the second game in a row to rescue us a point. Well, I think it was Wataru Endo that allowed Evan Nielsen just to sort of breeze past him. Similar goal to the one he scored at the Amex. Now up to 4 for the season, and certainly starting to pay back some of that big transfer fee. For Southampton, the unbeaten streak stretches even further as we hold Liverpool at St Mary's. Well, fantastic to keep the unbeaten streak alive. That's now 5 games without defeat. But we're in a bit of a strange position at the moment. We're currently only 4 points off Liverpool in 7th in the European places, but if you look below us, we're also only 6 points behind Crystal Palace in the final relegation spot. So league table is very, very tight and congested in the middle, and I'd certainly love to continue the unbeaten streak here and continue to pull away from the bottom 3. Going to be a tough one away at the Emirates to take on Mikel Arteta's Gunners. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, penultimate game of the episode here, again in the 4-2-3-1, and we're going to be looking to do a similar thing to what we did against Liverpool in that previous game. Just say, stay solid defensively and say, come and break us down. And even in that last game, when they did manage to break us down, we found the late equaliser once again. Ødegaard, good ball into Trossard. There's Saka, and Muric does really well to come out and close the angle down. Walker-Peters to the byline. Great run across into the middle looking for Brereton Diaz, and he couldn't quite get the touch. Well, we survived the first 45 once again, and Saka went closest for the Gunners, forcing the save out of Muric, but we also had a little half chance there at the end of the first 45. Just couldn't peg it back to Brereton Diaz, but yeah, it's been a pretty decent opening 45, and we are currently on track for another point on the board. And Ødegaard into Trossard, and the ball through, and it will fall for Saka and Havertz, and Saka, big save by Muric, and Davis can't clear, and still I don't know how it stayed out, and the Saints will get it away. 15 to play, still deadlocked at 0-0. Well, there is the whistle, and it's not a particularly pretty game once again, but it's another point on the board for the Saints, and we are doing well to keep the unbeaten streak alive. That now extends it to 6 games in the Premier League without defeat, and we'll have one more to close out the episode as we reach the official halfway stage of the campaign. Right, well, this is a big one here to close out the episode and the first half of the campaign as we take on Crystal Palace at St Mary's. They're currently residing in the final of the relegation spots in 18th, although it is pretty tight and congested in this bottom half of the table. We're currently 7 points clear, so a win could see us extend that to 10, but a loss could see the gap cut to 4. So a huge game here to close out the first half of the campaign. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, I mean, big final game of the episode, as I say, and I would certainly take a point in this one just to keep the unbeaten streak going heading into the second half of the season. But as Eze is denied by Muric, I'd really love to claim all 3 points here and get another win on the board. We've been so much better in today's episode, but I'd love to close it out with another win. Second half underway here, deadlocked at 0-0 in typical Southampton fashion, and it's not been the greatest game once again. As I said pre-game, I would take a point, but I'd love to claim all 3, and we could be set for another 0-0 draw in the Premier League unless we can find a goal. Ismail Assar down the right. Skips away from Taylor. Now Munoz back to Ismail Assar. And Mateta opens the scoring for Crystal Palace. Big goal from the Frenchman. And the Eagles lead at St Mary's. Walker-Peters through to Stein. Has he got the finish? Yes, he has. First goal for the club. And Sem Stein gets us back on level terms. What a time to get it. Well, there is the whistle, and it is another draw. The gap will remain at 7. It's not the 3 points I wanted, but from behind, it is not the worst result in the world. Sem Stein, with his first goal for the club, means that we claim a point and extend the unbeaten streak to 7 in the Premier League. Alright then guys, that is where we will leave it for today's episode as we officially reach the halfway stage of the Premier League season. The unbeaten streak extended to 7 for the Saints, but we are still sort of stuck in 14th place. It's very congested as Crystal Palace do jump out of the relegation zone, with Leeds now dropping down to 18th. Luton and Forest have a hell of a lot of work to do, and it may be a case that they're already relegated down to the Championship. But it's also tight above us. We're only 4 points behind Arsenal in 9th and 2 points off Brentford in 10th. We got a big clash against Sheffield United at home at St Mary's to kick off the next episode. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode as we officially reach the halfway stage. We'll be cracking on with the second half of the season beginning in the next episode. I hope to catch you for it very soon. Take care and peace.